Hello, everyone. Tammy here. So glad you are here with us today for our nonprofit highlight. So at least once a quarter, we try to highlight a nonprofit organization that is giving back in a way that is serving others and are allowing people to share their stories. And so today we have a really special guest. I am so excited to have Keesha with us. So Keesha La Luz, sorry. Harder. She is an amazing woman. She works with women who are fighters and survivors on the cancer journey. As the founder of Serenity, Courage, and Wisdom, she is helping to inspire dozens of women to use creative arts in their outlet for the cancer journey. She has facilitated creative art workshop, collects and donates items that are given to cancer patients on their first day of infusion to give them that light and energy as they're getting started through their journey, and has a survivor fund for those in treatment through the end of life that assists survivors and their caregivers with the utilities, medical expenses, food, and transportation. She is a speaker, author, and a powerhouse storyteller who is known to be a refiner and developer of women. So Keesha, I have had so much fun getting to know you, and I know you are celebrating your second birthday for your organization. So tell us a little bit about how that got started and who you are.
Okay, awesome. Well, I am celebrating my second birthday for my life because 11 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cervical cancer. And it literally changed my life. So I finished treatment on July 16, 2009. So my birthday is February 24th, but I get to celebrate life twice after going through chemotherapy, radiation, internal radiation, external radiation, and just the whole life after cancer thing. People think that it just stops when treatment is over, and that is not true. So for those of us who get to see another year after treatment, it's just a blessing.
Yes, well, we are so blessed to have you here celebrating with us and your second birthday of life. So tell us about your organization and their mission.
Okay, so after going through that whole experience of treatment, I started Serenity, Courage, and Wisdom, which is the name of a prayer. I don't know if you've heard of it, the Serenity prayer. Yes. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, the courage to accept the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I literally felt that prayer was so powerful in helping me get through my cancer journey during treatment, when I wanted to give up and when I wanted to see where the cancer was and I couldn't. I wanted to understand what was happening in my body. So I would say that prayer. And so I started Serenity, Courage, and Wisdom, getting the plans together, incorporated it in 2011. And I received my 501c3 in 2017. And, you know, it's just because of what I went through. I had horrible transportation. I couldn't drive. Let me go back a little bit. I moved to North Carolina in 2008, and I barely knew anybody. My mom was here, or is here, and I was with my little baby. She was barely 2 years old when we moved here. And I in a new city, new state from Miami, and didn't know really anyone. And to be diagnosed with this cancer, I just felt like I didn't feel alone, but I felt alone sometimes. Yeah. And my mom went to work and I couldn't drive, and the transportation that I had was so horrible that the church that I was attending started a transportation, a rotation of people taking me to my appointments, staying with me, driving an hour to and an hour back. and staying with me through that whole day. And then they had a rotation of people who provided food for me. And then they helped pay my bills because I couldn't work, and I didn't qualify for a short-term disability. So here I am, single mom, and couldn't pay my bills. And it just seeing some other people who went through some of the same things that I went through, I was inspired to reach out to other women to help them cope and to get through their process and their journey. So that's how it started.
Yeah, and these things always start with our own journeys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for being here and sharing this with us, and the
Mm-hmm.
amazing work that your organization is doing and helping others as they go through this, because I know that it's so difficult to go through these things when you don't have the support, and you don't, have people who have been through it and understand some of those things you're feeling. Because for those of us that haven't had the personal journey of going through it and have always been on the sidelines watching others go through it, it's not the same, right? And
No.
only someone who's really been through it themselves can support you in a way that you need during those times.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are, blessed that you're here sharing your, passion and your wisdom with these women and
Thank
helping them
you.
get through this. But I know we've had a little bit of some shifts in things that you're doing, and you're used to delivering to the hospitals and things as people are going through these things. So how has COVID transitioned some things for you and impacted your business?
Ooh, COVID has slowed us down because we normally have wrapping parties where we wrap gifts for cancer survivors. And we donate them to another nonprofit for one of my friends. She passed last year. So we're still continuing to collect items and wrap them and helping to get those ray of sunshine out to the community, right? But we don't have the volunteers because people don't want to come out, right? And people don't want to get together to help with that. So we're trying to figure out ways that we can work around that. Of course, following social distancing. I'm very nervous about it because me being high risk. It's a little nervous. I get nervous about it. But what we have done is we welcome the community to do it from the comfort of their own homes. So you can collect items, ship them to us. You can order items on Amazon and ship it to our P.O. box. Or, we have a virtual wrapping party where we can see the items that you're wrapping and, make sure that they are in line with what we're collecting. We wrap, share stories, connect, and then they ship it to us, and we put it all together and give it out. So that's one of the projects that we are doing during this time, but it's because of COVID, it slowed us down. Going out, doing events, we're not able to do that. So connecting with the community is a lot different. We have to resort to just social media and the telephone and trying to find ways of getting resources to survivors. It's tough.
Yeah, I am sure it is. We've got to remember that time hasn't stopped for these people that are going through their fight, and
Yes.
the survivors that have been through this, that are higher risk now, and the protection that we need to provide to them. And so I know that you're kind of shifting and trying to do everything you can to still support all of the people going through this and all the people that have been survivors and their families. And just want to thank you for that and your service. What is one takeaway that you want to leave everyone with today?
Well, first of all, I know people are probably wondering, what is this behind me? It's called Love After Cancer. It's a book that I wrote that shares my story. It also gives the reader an opportunity to share their own story. It's an interactive journal, and it also has poetry that I've written. But I really want, and if there are people who have a hard time with expressing themselves, whether they are just being diagnosed, going through treatment, and even after cancer. We have to share our stories. That's one of the steps that I've taken that has helped me to get through it. We have to share our stories because you don't know who needs to hear it. There's someone who may be going through a tough time, but by them hearing your story, they're able to take that next step, or, make it through that next moment in their journey.
Absolutely. And I love that you've provided that place within your book for them to kind of document their own journey and to get some inspiration as they're going through that.
Yes,
so we'll definitely have you share the link for that in the comments when we're done here, so that people can get their hands on it. If they know someone going through it, if they know you are someone going through this journey right now, it's the resource for you to be able to reach out to and get the support that you are longing for. So how can viewers connect with you?
Well, we are on all social media platforms. So we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The handle is SC+W, and that represents Serenity, Courage, and Wisdom Incorporated. So SC+W. Our website is the same thing, SC+WINC.org. And of course, you can email me. It's Keesha Carter at SC+WINC.org. So there are so many different ways of connecting with me. We definitely want to hear from you. We want to connect with other gynecologic cancer survivors. I had stage 3 cervical cancer. There's some who have ovarian cancer, any of the women parts. If you're going through that, or someone who is and they need the support, connect them with us, because that's why we're here.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And you can just go ahead and post all those links in below. And I encourage you, that those who are listening, to think about ways that you could help throughout this with this organization as well, whether it is purchasing some of the gifts that these people need, being able to give back in that way, helping out with some of the workshops, or just making a monetary contribution, because we have to support these organizations that are giving back and doing good. And I know that Keesha's heart is huge. And one of the things I shared with Keesha when I first met her was, and the reason I wanted to have her on is because this speaks so closely to my heart. And now I'm gonna emotional. Sorry.
Don't take me there. I'm such a sucker for tears.
Oh yes, but when the reason I am in this chair today and I am a coach today started because of a wake-up call I had. And it wasn't me personally that had cancer, but I had, within 1 year, I had 6 friends and former coworkers all diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, all of them. And it was just like one after the other. I got a phone call from one, and she poured her heart out. And then I found out, when my old boss got it, and then like a few weeks later, I got an email that someone else that I had worked with previously had it. And it was just like never ending. And watching them all go through it and watching it, trying to be supportive as I can. I was not in the same state as any of them. And, trying to be as supportive as I can, and watching them go through it and watching them fight their journey, and all in their own different ways. And it was just a wake-up call for me. Many of them did survive, and all of them actually got through the first stage and went into remission. And a few years later, 3 of them, all within another year of each other, it was just this crazy transition for me. All got cancer back all throughout their bodies, and 3 of them passed away within 6 months of each other. And it was just a time for me that was such a wake-up call. I was with one of my friends a week before she passed, and she has 2 children and I have 2 children. And it was heart-wrenching to have to see her children, watching them go through that, and knowing that, they no longer have a mother, and being able
Mhm.
to support these families and everything that they're going through. So this is
Wow.
why I had Keesha on today, and why it means so much to me. And I share a little bit about this in the book that I have written that will be coming out in October as well, because we all have a wake-up call. We all have those moments that it's like the knock on your door, like, hello, are you awake? Are you watching what you're doing in your life? Are you sure you're going down the right path? And, that was a big wake up call for me, that I didn't want to live someone else's dream. I wanted to create my own dream. And part of the reason why I no longer work in corporate and why I'm helping others and serving in that way. And so just share a little bit of that with you all today as well.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Keesha, for being on with us today. And I can't wait to see, how you help others come through this, and be able to help serve in that way as well.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. There's so much that we do and so much more that, if we had the time to share, just knowing that, someone like yourself, I would consider you a caregiver, someone who has a heart for the cancer community. Those are the people who we need to give back, to pour into these men and women who are going to the hospitals by themselves, trying to get treatment right now. So thank you for helping us spread the word.
Yes, absolutely. And I know you're going to tell me how I can help afterwards as well, and make sure I
Okay.
am able to
Absolutely.
support and contribute as well. And so
Thank
I
you.
just, want to just say a special blessing for all of those out there that are going through their journey with cancer right now, or they are survivors, or maybe you are a family member of someone who
Mhm.
is going through their journey. I just want to send you some love and some blessings today, and be a shining light for you as you're going through this. There is hope, there is inspiration, there is serenity and courage and wisdom on the other side of all of this. And I know it may not always seem like it, but keep your head up and keep fighting, because there is peace and on the other side of this. And as Keesha says, there is love after cancer. So thank you so much, Keesha.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, and we will see you all next week on our next live. And be sure to check out the comments and connect with Keesha in a way, and help this organization any way you can. Love you all. See you. Bye.
Bye.